In this video, we're going to learn how to create bar charts using StatCrunch. For our first example, we're going to create a bar chart of summarized data. In June of 2014, Americans were asked whether or not they supported the Affordable Care Act. The results of the poll are shown in the table off to the right. To create a bar chart of this data, log into StatCrunch, click Open StatCrunch, and then enter the frequency table into StatCrunch. So in the first column, the column is going to be labeled with views on the Affordable Care Act, and then the possible options or values of this variable are entered in rows 1, 2, and 3, favorable, unfavorable, and don't know. The second column will be labeled count, and then the actual counts for favorable, unfavorable, and don't know are placed in this column, 469, 541, and 192 respectively. We can widen the columns so we can see the entire contents of the views on the Affordable Care Act in the first column. And then to create the graph, go to Graph, Bar Plot with Summary. Since this data is already summarized, we already know the number of people in each of the categories. The categories are in the column Views on the Affordable Care Act. The counts are in the Counts column. We can control the type, whether it's a frequency, relative frequency, percentage. I'll just leave it on frequency. Press Compute, and then I have a bar plot of this data. Okay, so I can widen it a little bit so I can see the labels a little bit better. Now, if on the other hand you want to create a bar plot from raw data, in that case you would open up the raw data set, in this case cars 1993, and if I wanted to create a bar plot of the types of cars, I would go to Graph, Bar Plot with Data. Because I'm using raw data in this case, I have all the data for this in the column Type, but I don't have a summary. I don't know how many cars of each type I have. So select Type, press Compute, and now I have a bar plot showing the number of cars in each of those categories.